I made a fortune through live streaming on TikTok and thought I could finally live an easy life with my baby daughter. But on my way home, I got into a car accident and somehow got reborn into the body of a wife abuser. A little girl was looking at me with tears in her eyes. Please don't hit mommy anymore. I froze, my eyes wide open, as memories kept flooding in. The original owner was a total loser who somehow married a rising star singer as his wife. After their relationship went public, his wife gave up her singing career without thinking twice, and even had a beautiful daughter with him. But after his boy band broke up, the original owner lost his job because he had no talent. He blamed his wife for everything, thinking marrying her ruined his career. After getting all the original owner's memories, I couldn't help but swear out loud. Then I looked up at the corner where Chloe Bai had just been beaten and was curled up like a ball, shaking while holding the child. Seeing me staring at her, Chloe's body shook even harder. Chloe had thought about running away with Lily so many times, but she was an orphan with no money. Everything was controlled by this monster. She even thought about ending her life, but she couldn't leave her child behind. If she died, what would happen to 3-year-old Lily? So every time after getting beaten, she could only cry quietly by herself, scared of frightening the child. After a long time, I took a deep breath, slowly stood up and turned on the light. The warm orange light lit up the whole room, broken furniture everywhere and the heavy smell of alcohol in the air. Looking at the mess in front of me, I shook my head and started cleaning up. Chloe still held Lily tightly, curled up without moving, but surprise showed in her eyes. This monster never cleaned before. After drinking, he'd just pass out. This was the first time. I didn't bother the mother and daughter. I just grabbed a towel from the kitchen and started wiping the table. I cleaned until the house was spotless, leaving me soaked in sweat. After resting a bit, I grabbed clean clothes from the closet and walked into the bathroom. Chloe watched the bathroom door close, then looked at the clean room I just tidied. Her eyes filled with shock. He even threw away the leftover alcohol. Why? If you told her he changed, she wouldn't believe it. A monster is a monster. Mommy, Lily's tummy is hungry, 3-year-old Lily said, her big round eyes looking at her mother. Chloe touched Lily's hair. Lily, be good. Mommy will make you food later. Lily nodded obediently. The little girl knew she could only eat after Daddy fell asleep. After I finished my shower and opened the door, I clearly saw the mother and daughter sitting on the broken little couch, both shrinking back. I bit my lip, didn't say anything to them, opened the front door and walked out. Chloe froze, confused in her eyes. Was he going out to buy more alcohol? Were she and Lily going to get beaten again? Chloe bit her lip, her face turning pale, tears falling non-stop. Lily thought her mommy was crying because she said she was hungry. She quickly reached out her little hand to wipe Chloe's face clumsily. Mommy, don't cry, Lily's not hungry. Chloe bit her lip harder, tears falling even faster. After a while, she said in a shaking voice, Lily, be good. Mommy will help you sleep. After you sleep, you won't be hungry. Tomorrow morning, Mommy will wake up early and make you something yummy, okay? Lily nodded obediently. Okay, Mommy, don't cry. Chloe picked up Lily gently. The wounds on her back hurt a little from the movement. Long-term malnutrition made her vision go dark for a moment, but she still struggled to stand, holding her daughter step by step into the bedroom. After lying on the bed, Chloe finally felt a bit better. She gently hummed a lullaby to put Lily to sleep. Watching Lily slowly close her eyes, Chloe thought about the past 2 years since getting married. Her heart filled with pain. She finally made up her mind. Tomorrow she'd leave this hell. Even dying outside would be better than being tortured to death by this monster. Just then the door opened. Chloe, who was still lost in thought, couldn't help but shake again. She unconsciously covered Lily's ears, quietly listening to the sounds outside. I pushed open the door and immediately looked toward the bedroom, feeling guilty. They must have gone back to sleep. But wait, they probably haven't eaten yet. I looked at the food in my hands, thought for a moment, then put the food on the table and walked toward the bedroom. Chloe had been tense the whole time. Hearing my footsteps getting closer, she quickly closed her eyes and pretended to sleep. Her heart kept praying, please don't come in, please don't come in. The next second, a knock on the door suddenly rang out. I bought you food. If you're hungry, come out and eat. I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. Hearing this familiar voice, Chloe's eyes shot open. Then she heard footsteps slowly walking away. The room became quiet again, with only Chloe's nervous breathing echoing in the bedroom. Lily had opened her eyes at some point. She clearly heard what I said and was staring curiously at the closed door. Today, that scary daddy didn't come back to sleep in the room, and it seemed like he bought them food. Thinking about food, she felt hungry again. She swallowed and looked hopefully at her mommy. This was too strange for Chloe to understand, but seeing her daughter's hopeful eyes, she gathered her courage and tiptoed to the bathroom door. Opening the door slightly, the smell of food hit her right away. Chloe's eyes immediately got wet. The food on the table became blurry. He actually bought food for them? Facing this sudden kindness from the monster, Chloe didn't feel happy. She felt terrified deep down. Why was he being like this? What else did he want from her? Lily, barefoot with her little short legs, also ran over. Leaning against the doorframe, she looked outside. Her eyes suddenly lit up and drool started flowing, but she didn't move. Instead, she looked up at her mommy with wide, unblinking eyes. Chloe closed her eyes helplessly, looked at her daughter's hopeful expression, took a deep breath, then forced a smile. She picked up Lily. Lily, be good! Let's eat quietly! Lily happily closed her eyes and nodded her little head eagerly. I was in my room and of course heard the sounds outside. I let out a deep breath. Just now I went out, got a haircut, and bought food. Then I discovered this family only had 1-800 yuan left in savings. If I'd been reborn any later, this family wouldn't even have money for food. This world was completely different. The entertainment level here was pretty low. Any hit song from my world could top the charts here. I quickly went through classic songs from my original world in my head. Thinking and thinking, I couldn't fight off my tiredness anymore and slowly fell asleep. The next morning at 6 a.m. I stretched, turned over, and got out of bed. I opened the door and walked out. The dining table and kitchen had been cleaned spotless. Chloe must have cleaned up after eating last night. I stood there thinking. Chloe usually got up at 8 a.m. to make food, because the original me would always sleep until past 10 a.m. Only after I woke up and finished eating and drinking could the mother and daughter eat my leftovers. I sighed again. Chloe in the room had actually already woken up. She didn't dare come out. Hearing sounds outside, then the door opening and closing again, Chloe bit her lip, staring at the bedroom door. Curious. Where did he go again? After waiting a long time with no sounds outside, Chloe looked at Lily still sleeping soundly beside her. After thinking, she gathered courage, quietly got out of bed, opened the bedroom door and walked out. The alcohol smell in the room had become very faint. Fresh air blew in through the window. It smelled good. This made Chloe feel like it wasn't real. It had been so long since she'd smelled this fresh scent. Could there really be this comfortable feeling in the house again? Chloe walked to the window and looked outside at the world, lost in thought without realizing it. Only at this moment did she suddenly remember. She was only 24 years old. After who knows how long, the door opened again. Chloe was startled, then her whole body went on alert, mechanically turning around. I froze in place too. I didn't expect Chloe to be awake already. I got up early and found no food at home, so I just bought some meat, vegetables, and rice. Both of us froze. Only then did I really see what my wife looked like. Very beautiful. More beautiful than those internet celebrities and stars from my original world. Especially those eyes. They seemed like they could talk. But now those eyes were full of fear and unease. And she was too thin. Her face was way too pale. Probably from not seeing sunlight and malnutrition for too long. Seeing this, my heart felt both pain and anger, and also embarrassment. Damn that original owner. How could he abuse such a beautiful wife like this? What a waste. I quickly broke the awkward silence. Good morning. I'll go make breakfast now. I kept my head down, not daring to look at her anymore, and quickly walked into the kitchen with the groceries. Chloe couldn't believe her ears and eyes. He actually said good morning to her. And when did he learn how to cook? Chloe silently watched the busy figure in the kitchen. A huge wave of grief hit her heart. She bit her lip, her eyes slowly getting wet. What was this? Was he feeling sorry for her now? Had his conscience finally woken up? Lily had woken up. Seeing Chloe's figure in the living room, she ran out barefoot. As soon as she came out, she smelled food cooking. She turned her head, blinking her big eyes at the kitchen. I naturally saw the little one. I opened my mouth and smiled at her, but Lily got scared and shrank back behind Chloe. I helplessly touched my nose. My chest suddenly felt stuffy like I couldn't breathe. Soon the food was ready. I took off my apron and looked at the mother and daughter still standing far away. Wash your hands and come eat. Lily was clearly drooling, but she still didn't move. Chloe looked nervously at this scene. I'd been looking forward to this, but seeing them so guarded, my hopes sank to the bottom. I was quiet for a moment, then sighed. You two eat first. I turned and went back to the side bedroom. Chloe wasn't touched at all. She watched the bedroom door close, looked down at her daughter's hopeful eyes, and sighed. Lily, wash your hands. Let's eat. Lily's eyes immediately lit up. Mommy, did Daddy make this for Lily? Chloe's voice got stuck. Looking at her daughter's hopeful eyes, she finally nodded. Seeing her mother's answer, Lily's eyes got even brighter. She quickly scooped up a spoonful of scrambled eggs and put it in her mouth. This is the first time Daddy made food for me. It's so yummy. Chloe just silently ate her food. Her heart was very conflicted and confused. I sat at the desk in the side bedroom. Actually, I was starving, but I knew the mother and daughter outside couldn't sit at the same table with me yet. Whatever. I pulled out my phone and opened this world's short video platform. I deleted the old account that only had a few thousand followers left and registered a new one. Out of habit, I clicked on the trending searches. The next second, my eyebrows furrowed. What is this garbage? When did even these talentless hacks start trending? I suddenly had an idea. I found some old sheet music from the desk drawer. These were left by Chloe before. I spread the music sheets on the desk, humming a familiar melody, my hand flying across the paper with the pen, writing the musical notes. In my original world, I was a songwriter. This little thing wasn't hard for me at all. In just a short time, a complete musical score appeared in front of me. I couldn't wait to pull out a guitar from the closet, sat at the desk holding it, and adjusted my mood. The next moment, I closed my eyes, my fingers gently strumming the strings. Can my love last until we're old? Will you still be by my side then? Look at those vows of forever, slowly drifting away with time. As the guitar sound came from the room, Chloe, who was silently eating, suddenly froze. She turned to look at the closed door, shock in her eyes. Chloe knew very clearly he didn't know how to play instruments. But what was happening now? Even Lily, who was happily eating, was attracted by the singing. She stopped her spoon and looked at my closed bedroom door. So gentle. This was the first time she heard such a gentle daddy. Even though Chloe had never heard this song before, she could tell this song was amazing. Such a beautiful melody, such touching lyrics. She could hardly believe this came from that monster's mouth. The guitar kept playing gently, my voice kept floating in the air. But the mother and daughter at the table were both frozen. Until the next line came, how many people once loved your youthful happy appearance? Who's willing to bear the ruthless changes of time? How many people came and went in your life? But I'll be with you my whole life. Hearing this, Chloe couldn't hold it in anymore. Her shoulders started shaking lightly, tears falling one by one. 2 years? A whole 2 years? These 2 years, she'd been beaten every day. She hadn't listened to music in 2 years, hadn't left the house in 2 years. Every day she faced nothing but daily struggles, beatings, and a husband who slowly turned into a monster. Now she'd finally gathered courage to run away, and he sang this? What did he mean? Why did he suddenly change? What did it mean? Chloe was breaking down. She was confused again. She was scared this was just a short dream, and then everything would go back to how it was before. The singing stopped at this moment. Lily also noticed her mommy crying. She climbed onto Chloe's lap in panic, reaching out her little hands to wipe away the tears. Mommy, don't cry. Lily will blow on it for you. Lily thought her mommy's body hurt again. While wiping Chloe's tears, she lifted her little face, pulled open Chloe's collar, and started blowing on it. Right under the collar, Chloe's back was covered with scars everywhere. I didn't know what happened outside. Right now I was opening my phone, clicked record video, and sang the song completely again. After finishing, I saved the recording and uploaded it. I let out a breath. Finally done. Now I just had to wait for people's reactions. After doing all this, I put the guitar back in the closet, then rubbed my growling stomach. I wonder if those two finished eating? Rubbing my stomach, I finally couldn't wait anymore. I gently pushed open the bedroom door, leaving a crack, and peeked out like a thief. I just happened to see Chloe holding Lily leaving the dining table. Her eyes were red like she'd just been crying. Chloe clearly saw me too. She froze for a moment, then quickly carried the child back to the master bedroom. I breathed a sigh of relief, pushed open the door, and walked to the dining table. Finally, I could eat. Looking at the food clearly left for me on the table, I felt a bit happy. After eating, with nothing to do, I wandered around the room. Just then, the master bedroom door suddenly opened. I looked over and saw a little head peeking out from inside. It was Lily. She tilted her head, curiously staring at me. Seeing Lily, I immediately wanted to smile. But before I could fully smile, I saw Lily quickly close the door and run back inside. From inside the room came Chloe's soft voice scolding the child. I innocently touched my nose. Time slowly passed. Just scrolling on my phone, 4 hours went by. It was noon. I put down my phone, rubbed my temples, and stood up. Time to make lunch. Just then, the bedroom door opened. Chloe, with no expression, came out carrying a pile of laundry. She seemed like she didn't see me standing by the couch and walked straight toward the bathroom. I clearly saw her body stiffen for a moment when she came out. Was she going to do laundry? I suddenly remembered my clothes were still in the washing machine from yesterday. Thinking of this, I quickly walked toward the bathroom too. Chloe was very nervous. She didn't expect me to still be home. Usually by this time, he'd already gone out drinking with his loser friends. Hearing my footsteps getting closer, her heartbeat started racing, her body shaking slightly. My clothes are still in the washing machine. Can I take them out first to dry them? My familiar voice came from behind. Chloe, who was about to open the washing machine, got startled. Her body shook and she shrank back into the bathroom. Be careful, I said another sentence without thinking. Only then did Chloe react. He was asking for her opinion? Her eyes dodged, not daring to look at me, but she still said, Okay, you take yours first. Thank you. I nodded. My hands were shaking a bit, my eyes filled with complicated, hard-to-describe pain. I just clearly seen the bruises and bloodstains under Chloe's neck. Although I had this body's memories, seeing it with my own eyes, I really couldn't imagine why there'd be such a cruel person in this world. I gathered the clothes from the washing machine, didn't keep looking at her. Right now my mind was spinning super fast. I'll make lunch in a bit. Remember to call Lily out to eat. Lily's asleep, I'll wake her up later. Chloe shrank back even more, looking very panicked. Even her words became jumbled. I knew staying here would only stress her out. I quickly grabbed the clothes from the washing machine, went to the balcony to hang them, then walked into the kitchen. In the bathroom, Chloe hugging the clothes stayed frozen in place. Only after hearing the stove turn on in the kitchen did she snap back to reality. She put the clothes in the washing machine with shaking hands, but her eyes kept unconsciously glancing toward the kitchen. Why did he start cooking for her and the child again? Listening to the washing machine spin, Chloe's heart was very complicated. After the clothes finished washing, she took them out and went to the balcony to hang them. That man kept busily working away in the kitchen. Lily woke up on her own without waiting for Chloe to call her. Still barefoot with her little feet, she pushed open the door, her 2 little hands rubbing her sleepy eyes. Her big confused eyes suddenly saw me busy in the kitchen. Her beautiful big eyes clearly lit up. Then she curiously leaned against the kitchen door frame, watching my back. She was still holding the lamb doll I gave her yesterday. After Chloe finished hanging the clothes and turned around, she saw this scene. She was completely scared. Quickly turned around with her back against the wall, both hands covering her face, slowly crouching down. Tears fell silently. This was a scene that only appeared in her dreams long, long ago, before they got married. I brought the food to the table, then quickly walked out of the house. Hearing the door close, Chloe messily wiped the tears from her face, stood up, and picked up Lily to come to the dining table. On the table were still 2 meat dishes, 2 vegetable dishes, and 2 bowls of rice already served, plus 1 bowl of steamed egg. Chloe looked at the delicious-smelling food on the table in a daze for a long time before slowly sitting down. No one knew how complicated her feelings were right now. Even she didn't know what she was thinking. The food was as delicious as breakfast. The little one had already eaten the steamed egg with big bites. But the mother and daughter's peaceful lunch was soon broken by the sound of the door opening. They both looked up at the same time and saw me carrying big bags walking through the door. Lily's body moved closer to Chloe. The little spoon holding steamed egg stayed in her mouth, frozen. Her big eyes followed my movements. I kept my head down, not daring to look at the scared mother and daughter. I just walked to the couch, put down the bags in my hands, then spoke in a kind of muffled voice. I bought you some ointment. Remember to use it. Also, I bought the kids some toys. I don't know if she'll like them. I saw other little girls have them, so she should have them too. Chloe didn't answer. After I finished speaking, I was quiet for a moment. I know you won't believe me, but I still have to say this. From now on, I won't drink anymore, won't hit you again. You and Lily don't have to be so scared at home. The child's still young. This kind of atmosphere at home isn't good for her. I said it all in one breath. I felt a lot of the frustration in my chest finally ease up. I didn't wait for Chloe's answer and silently walked back to the side bedroom. Chloe watched where I disappeared, her mood incredibly complicated. Facing this man's sudden change, she still couldn't let her guard down. I was in the bedroom and my mood was even harder to describe. Tears were swirling in my eyes. About being reborn into this piece of trash's body, I felt terrible too. Especially seeing those scars all over Chloe's body made my heart feel even heavier. Just staying in this house for one short day, my heart was already pressed down almost to breaking point. I really couldn't understand why someone could have so much hate toward their own family. After Chloe finished eating, she left me some food. She washed her and Lily's dishes, looked at the bags on the table, thought about it, but finally held Lily's hand and walked toward the master bedroom. She really couldn't accept this sudden kindness. Who knew if it was a trap he set to make her lower her guard? Plus, she'd long gotten used to the pain on her body. She just didn't know what else she had that this man would scheme so hard to get. After experiencing one day of brief kindness, she was terrified the old days would come back. Though in her heart there was also a tiny bit of hope. Maybe if she didn't accept his kindness, he'd keep acting like today. She only hoped he could stay like this for one more day. Just one more day. I heard the bedroom door close next door and knew the mother and daughter finished eating. Only then did I get up and walk out of the room. Then I saw the bags on the coffee table still unopened, sitting quietly in the original spot. I sighed, not knowing what to do. I could only shake my head and eat. Just then, the master bedroom door unexpectedly opened again. Lily poked out her little head again, curiously staring at me eating. I tried to smile at her again. This time it finally worked. She didn't run away scared, but kept curiously staring at me eating. I felt a bit more relaxed inside. The heavy pressure in my heart also eased up quite a bit because of this soft little one. I put down my chopsticks and used my gentlest voice to call to the little one. Lily? My sudden voice startled the little one. Her body shook lightly, but she still didn't shrink back. Instead, she turned to look at the master bedroom. Then, like she got some encouragement, she looked at me again. A soft, sweet voice came from her mouth. Daddy. Hearing this, my whole body went numb. My eyes instantly got wet. The smile on my face bloomed like a flower. This was the most beautiful sound I'd heard since coming to this world. Lily tilted her little head, looking at this daddy who was both crying and laughing. She seemed confused why someone could smile while crying. I gently said, in response to the little one. Then I stood up, walked to the couch, and took out the lamb doll I just bought from the bag. I gently shook it at Lily. Lily blinked her big eyes. She seemed tempted. She looked at the doll in my hand, then turned to look at the master bedroom, looking back and forth. After a long time, she finally shuffled toward me slowly. Right now, my heart was pounding like crazy. Looking at this little girl who was like a little angel, I even stopped breathing. I was scared I'd scare this little one who'd finally taken a few steps toward me. Lily only knew Daddy would make yummy food for her, and now he had a toy she liked in his hand. He seemed like he wouldn't be mean to her and Mommy anymore. She walked up to me, lifted her little face, sniffed hard, then showed a happy smile. Daddy doesn't smell bad anymore. Does Lily want to look at the doll Daddy's holding? Is it pretty? Looking at this tiny little one in front of me, I spoke super gently and seriously to Lily. Lily's little hands moved, like she wanted to take the doll from my hand, but she still didn't have the courage to reach out. She just stared at me with her clear, bright big eyes. My eyes had been on Lily the whole time, so I naturally saw this little movement. So I slowly crouched down until I was at eye level with Lily. I gently placed the toy in Lily's hands. When my fingers touched Lily's little hand, I felt like my whole body went numb. Lily finally got the toy she liked. Her eyes moved from me to the doll. Her little fingers touched the doll's soft fur, and her eyes immediately curved into crescents. Watching the little one happily holding the toy, my heart felt incredibly warm, especially seeing Lily's dry, frizzy hair up close, her thin little face, and this outfit that had been washed so many times, it was faded and clearly too small. My heart suddenly felt like it was being stabbed. She was only 3 years old. At an age when she should be treasured, she was this happy over a small toy. I bit my teeth and quickly wiped my eyes, then just smiled and quietly watched Lily play beside me. At this moment, there was nothing else in my eyes. Chloe in the bedroom was even more nervous. She didn't know if what she did was right or wrong, but she agreed with what I said before. The child was still young and shouldn't grow up in this atmosphere. Letting the child be happy was the most she could do right now. Outside, Lily kept making bell-like laughter. Hearing it, Chloe couldn't help but cry. She just sat on the bed like that, silently wiping away tears. Not long after, Lily seemed tired. She held the doll tightly, looked at the daddy still smiling stupidly at her. A struggle showed on her little face. Then she turned and slowly ran back to the bedroom. I just stared blankly at the little one's figure disappearing. I touched my nose and smiled silently. Looks like I still need to buy this little one proper shoes. Always running around barefoot isn't a good habit. Time slowly passed. Dinner was still made by me. 3 dishes and a soup. As usual, I let the mother and daughter eat first before I came out to clean my plate. I went to bed early tonight. What I didn't know was that in just one night, my song, A Lifetime With You, went viral online with over 200,000 likes. You have to know, when some big internet influencers get hundreds of thousands of likes, having tens of thousands of comments is already really impressive. So this comment conversion rate was insanely high. My follower count broke 1 million overnight. Becoming a 1 million follower blogger with just one song and one video overnight. Of course, most of these followers were fans of this video. If I didn't come up with quality content like this video afterward, I'd quickly be forgotten by most people. I got up at 5 a.m. I still didn't know my song had already blown up. After washing up, I left the house to go for a morning run. When I got home, it was already 7:40 a.m. As soon as I pushed open the door, I ran into Chloe coming out of the bathroom. We both froze. She looked a bit panicked, seeing me covered in sweat. She looked at me covered in sweat, seeming lost about what to do, but still said nervously, "I didn't know you went out. I'll go make food now." I froze, caught off guard by this situation, but quickly answered, "Lily's still sleeping?" Chloe bit her lip and quietly said, She felt her heartbeat speed up. After exercising, the sunshine vibe on me made her very uncomfortable. She felt very panicked and unconsciously avoided me, walking quickly to the bedroom. "You sit wherever. I'm going to check on the child." After speaking, Chloe sped up like she was running away and rushed into the bedroom. I looked at the closed bedroom door and helplessly shook my head. After washing up, I felt starving. Plus, the original owner's alcohol withdrawal was acting up. I felt terrible and could only drink hot water like crazy while cooking to ease it. Lily woke up too. After Chloe washed her up, she leaned against the kitchen doorway watching me cook. She was still holding the lamb doll I gave her yesterday. I turned around and saw this little one. I smiled at Lily with a sunshine-like grin and asked, "Lily, what do you want to eat this morning?" "Daddy will make it for you." Lily tilted her little head, thinking seriously for a bit. Then her big eyes curved into crescents. "Steamed egg. Lily loves steamed egg." I answered dotingly, "Okay, steamed egg it is." After speaking, I reached out wanting to ruffle Lily's little head, but quietly pulled my hand back. Looking at this little angel in front of me, I thought, take it slow, no rush. Seeing Lily slowly accepting me gave me real hope. My mood became much better. Even the alcohol withdrawal and hunger seemed to go away. Breakfast was still rich and filling. 2 meat dishes and 2 vegetable dishes, plus of course Lily's requested steamed egg. As usual, I went back to my small bedroom, letting the mother and daughter eat first. But better than last time, outside the two of them had some laughter and talking while eating. I lay in bed in the side bedroom, picked up my phone that I'd set to silent, wanting to check the video results. As soon as I unlocked my phone, I was shocked. Holy crap, how many notifications is this? All my phone's background messages had reached 99 plus. I swallowed nervously and swiped away all these notifications. I took a breath and opened my account. The over 1 million follower count on the main page almost blinded me. Over 1 million in one night? With an excited heart, I kept clicking on the video. Over 2 million likes. And I looked at the comment section. All positive reviews, all praising comments. I looked at my account's private messages again. Basically, all advertising companies looking for partnerships and various talent agencies recruiting me. I didn't pay attention to them because next was the exciting revenue moment. I opened the TikTok back-end earnings. The income staring back at me made me grin wide. Without accepting any ads, in just one day, this video's earnings from traffic alone reached a terrifying 320,000 yuan. Seeing the earnings, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. I had money. Life wouldn't be so tight anymore. Before, when the whole family only had 1,000-something yuan total, I had to be super careful even buying groceries. Now with this first bucket of gold, I naturally felt much more relaxed. After transferring the earnings to my bank card, I waited for the two outside to finish eating and the door to open before rushing out to eat breakfast. After breakfast, I quickly left the house. I headed straight to the shopping mall online. First, I bought Chloe a new phone, then did a big shopping haul. After coming out of the bedroom, Chloe cleaned the whole house from top to bottom, then sat on the couch. Looking at the bright sky outside the window after 2 days of ventilation, the house no longer had any alcohol smell. Fresh air kept blowing in through the window, making her feel very comfortable. Lily leaned against Chloe, playing with her newly acquired lamb doll. Her big eyes had already curved into crescents. These past 2 days, Lily's smiles had visibly increased, and she'd become much more cheerful too. This was something Chloe wouldn't have dared to imagine before. Looking at Lily playing happily, Chloe's lips unconsciously curved into a small arc. This kind of life is really nice. Right after, Chloe suddenly froze. She touched her mouth in disbelief, then saw the ointment still quietly sitting on the coffee table. She was just smiling? Turns out she still knew how to smile. Chloe fell into deep thought. The living room suddenly only had the sound of Lily playing alone. Suddenly, the sound of the door unlocking rang out. The sound pulled Chloe out of her thoughts and startled her. Lily also quickly climbed up, hugging her lamb doll and running into Chloe's arms. Outside came the sound of rustling, and my familiar voice followed. "Careful, careful, don't break it. It's expensive. Lift it up and carry it inside." Chloe felt a bit panicked. She quickly picked up Lily, wanting to go back to the bedroom, but her eyes couldn't help curiously looking toward the door. My voice and an unfamiliar man's voice appeared first in her vision. We were carrying a cream-colored cloud-style sofa into the room. Seeing Chloe, my eyes clearly lit up. My face showed a happy smile. Could you please pour a few glasses of hot water? The workers need a break after we're done." "Okay, I'll go pour it now." Chloe, who hadn't had contact with outsiders for a long time, seemed a bit lost, but she quickly reacted, holding Lily and quickly walking into the kitchen. The workers and I moved the newly bought sofa into the house, then carried out the old broken sofa. Then came the TV, refrigerator, trip after trip. I seemed tireless, working hard with the movers, moving things in. With each new piece of furniture entering, the house instantly changed completely. The originally worn-out look was suddenly refreshed, radiating new life again. Chloe stood frozen in the kitchen like she'd seen a ghost, watching all this happen so suddenly. The look in her eyes went from shock to disbelief to confusion. Her arms holding Lily unconsciously tightened. Lily was originally watching the furniture curiously with wide eyes, but after being held tighter by Chloe, she squeezed uncomfortably. Her big eyes turned to look at her mommy, a wronged expression appearing on her face. "Mommy's hurting Lily." Luckily, Chloe quickly realized and changed to a more comfortable position, gently pinching Lily's little face while coaxing her. Then she watched me in the living room, who'd just finished the work, haggling with the workers over the old furniture. In the end, I sold all the old furniture for 800 yuan. Chloe felt a bit sorry, although that furniture was old, it was all still good. 800 was way too much of a loss. But what she was more curious about now was, where did I get all this money? By her calculations, the family should be almost out of money. After seeing off the workers, I came back to the living room carrying a big bag. I put the bag on the new coffee table and plopped down on the soft sofa with a satisfied, "Ah." The mother and daughter were still standing there stupidly. Lily had already been put down by Chloe. She was hugging her mom's leg like a curious baby, looking left and right. She was clearly exploring these new, fresh things in the house. Seeing the little one like this, my face broke into a smile, my eyes squinting into crescents. I suddenly felt very accomplished. I pulled a big pink toy from the bag on the coffee table and placed it on the table. Sure enough, after seeing the toy, Lily's attention was immediately drawn over. One of her little hands still tightly gripped her pants, while the other hand grabbed Chloe's clothing. Her head leaned forward slightly, wanting to see clearly what toy I had. She looked like she wanted to come over but didn't dare. That appearance made my nose tingle. Other people's 3-year-old kids would be jumping into their daddy's arms with joy by now. My sense of accomplishment instantly disappeared. I secretly clenched my fist, then released it. I reached out toward Lily and waved. My voice was super gentle. "Lily, come here. Look what Daddy bought you." Lily didn't run over immediately. She first looked up at her mommy, seeing Chloe's lips move without speaking. Only then did she walk over step by step. By now, I'd already opened the toy packaging, revealing what was inside. It's a princess house, but the princess house is so messy. Does Lily want to help Daddy decorate the little princess's home? Hearing my words, Lily's eyes brightened, shining brightly. Her little body moved closer to the sofa. She got right up to my legs. Lily blinked her big eyes, looked at me, then her two little hands slowly lifted up, until she touched the little princess in my hand. Chloe, standing not far away, held her breath unconsciously. Her eyes were locked tightly on Lily's reaching hand. I kept smiling, placing the little princess in Lily's hands. I tried holding Lily's little hand with my big hand, until I felt the warm little hand in my palm. The corners of my mouth lifted slightly. One hand held Lily's little hand, the other hand took a little skirt, and my voice gently rang out again. "Putting clothes on the little princess is up to Lily. Daddy's so clumsy. Are Daddy's hands bigger than Mommy's? They're so warm." Lily looked at the little princess in front of her, then at me, acting pitiful, and suddenly laughed. "Daddy's so clumsy. Lily will teach Daddy." The little one laughed, showing her little white teeth, and her eyes turned into two crescent moons. She leaned against my big leg, took the little skirt I handed over, and clumsily tried to put it on the little princess. I laughed along, humbly accepting the little one's teaching. At this moment, this not very big room suddenly brightened up. The laughter of father and daughter echoed in the living room. This was the first time since turning 3 that Lily sat in Daddy's lap playing, feeling Daddy's unique warmth. Chloe on the side leaned against the doorframe, quietly watching this beautiful scene in front of her. Her eyes were already misted over. The father and daughter hadn't played for long when Lily, under my guidance, was decorating the princess house. I looked up and saw Chloe leaning against the kitchen doorframe in a daze. Her washed-out light blue shirt was especially glaring at this moment, making me squint unconsciously. This seemed like matching outfits. I slowly opened my eyes. Suddenly I remembered, this really was a matching outfit set. It was what Chloe secretly bought for Lily's second birthday. Later, the original owner found out, and Chloe got beaten. Her phone was also sold by the original owner. Thinking of this, I went silent. The next second, I jumped up, covered my mouth, and ran to the bathroom, starting to throw up violently. I only now realized what kind of disgusting, angry feeling it was for someone with a conscience to review these actions from a first-person perspective. This sudden change scared the mother and daughter outside. Chloe was so scared she made a sound, quickly walking to the sofa and scooping Lily into her arms. Lily tried hard to burrow into Chloe's embrace, scared that a second later that Daddy, who was throwing up, would suddenly rush out and hit her and Mommy like before. Every time Daddy made sounds like this, he'd beat them up afterward. I threw up for a while, then finally walked out. Looking at the scared mother and daughter, I opened my mouth with difficulty. "Sorry for scaring you, I just felt a bit sick." Thinking about what the original owner did made me feel nauseous. Especially now that I occupied his body, my whole body felt like there were millions of ants crawling on it. Seeing Chloe and Lily still looking at me fearfully, I sighed deeply. I walked past Chloe holding the child and silently walked into the kitchen, picking up vegetables to wash. "Lily probably hasn't played enough yet. Take her to play a bit more. I'll make lunch." Chloe carefully looked at my profile. This profile was so familiar yet so strange. Finally, she nodded, holding Lily and sitting where I'd been sitting earlier. Lily secretly poked her little head out from her mommy's arms. After finding that Daddy was still that gentle Daddy, a smile finally appeared on her little face again. The father-daughter parent-child activity unexpectedly ended, turning into mother-daughter leisure time. Until lunch was ready, the smell of food drifted into the living room. Chloe watched as I brought the food to the table, then silently went back to the side bedroom. Her lips moved slightly, but she couldn't say a word. While eating, Lily held her little spoon and suddenly turned to look at her mommy. Her little eyebrows furrowed with a confused expression on her face. "Mommy, why doesn't Daddy eat with us?" Chloe was taking small bites of a piece of braised pork. This was her favorite dish. Whether before or after marriage, she rarely got to eat it because I didn't like it. Hearing her daughter's question, Chloe unconsciously turned to look toward the side bedroom. She turned back to look at her confused daughter and suddenly smiled. That smile was like spring flowers blooming. "That's because Daddy and Mommy aren't ready yet." The little one didn't understand. Her little eyebrows furrowed even more. Her tiny brain couldn't understand Mommy's words at all. I was in the bedroom spacing out. I knew my sudden vomiting was a psychological problem, but I couldn't control it. Even though I kept comforting myself in my mind that it wasn't my fault, I still couldn't help it. I was him, unavoidably. I could only pick up my phone and scroll through videos to distract myself. My work was still ranking high on the trending list. Many comments below were urging me to release new songs, but I didn't have that plan right now. The video was still slowly generating revenue, though this revenue would decrease day by day. In a few days, there probably wouldn't be any revenue at all. But the money now was completely enough for the family's daily life. No need to release new videos just for money. Just then, the sound of washing dishes came from outside. I put down my phone, pushed open the bedroom door, and walked out. On the dining table, food was still left for me as usual. Chloe was in the kitchen washing dishes. Lily had run back to the sofa, playing with her new toy. The lamb doll I gave her before had also been placed by her in the princess house. It was lying on the little sofa in the princess house alongside the little princess. Seeing Daddy come out, Lily wasn't as scared as before. She just blinked her big eyes at me, the expectation in her gaze very clear. The little one just wanted Daddy to keep playing with her. I smiled, walked over and gently rubbed her little head. But I didn't play with the little one. Instead, I sat on the sofa and turned to look toward the kitchen. Seeing Daddy had no intention of playing with her, Lily disappointedly pouted. She sat cross-legged by the sofa edge, plopped down on the sofa leaning against me, and played by herself in frustration. Chloe had just come out of the kitchen when she saw me staring at her. Her heart couldn't help but tighten, and her hands didn't know where to go. She could only helplessly pinch her own clothes. Seeing Chloe so cautious and timid, I frowned unconsciously, then sighed quietly in my heart. It was because of her gentle, introverted personality that the previous demon could so brazenly bully her. Thinking of this, my slightly furrowed brow relaxed. I picked up the phone I'd just bought from the coffee table and placed it on the table. I bought you a phone. See if you like it. Also, there's something I want to discuss with you. Can you sit over here? Chloe had been keeping her head down. Only after hearing my words did she look up at me. What she first met were my clean, clear eyes. Then she saw the brand new phone box on the table. Chloe hesitated for a moment, then quietly said, and slowly walked to the sofa and sat down. What do you want to discuss? Her voice was very soft. You had to really listen carefully to hear it. I didn't answer, but picked up the phone and charger on the table. The sky blue new phone was taken out by me. I removed the protective film, turned it on, and the pleasant startup sound rang out. I simply set it up, then pushed it in front of Chloe. This phone is for you. You need to get a SIM card yourself. I've already saved my number in it. From now on, if I'm not home and something happens, you can call me. While speaking, I pulled out a stack of cash from my pocket and placed it in front of her. This is cash I just withdrew. Take Lily out shopping this afternoon. Always staying at home isn't good. Buy whatever you want, especially clothes. I noticed both your clothes are too small. Also, here's a bank card. Carrying cash isn't safe or convenient. I rambled on, saying everything on my mind in one breath. Chloe looked up, staring intently at the man in front of her. Listening to my rambling, her eyes slowly reddened. Seeing Chloe still hadn't taken the phone, I helplessly touched my nose. Don't you like this phone? I thought the color was nice and it's the latest model, so I bought it. If you don't like it, we can go buy one you do like. Chloe shook her head, then looked at me deeply. No, I really like it, thank you. Her voice was still very soft with a slight tremble. Our eyes suddenly met. I unnaturally looked away, but felt relieved inside. As long as you like it, you're welcome. Okay, I'm going to eat now. After speaking, I stood up and quickly walked to the dining table and started eating hungrily. Actually, Chloe was still wondering where I got all this money to buy these things. But I didn't say, and she naturally wouldn't take the initiative to ask. She picked up the new phone on the table and looked at it. I'd even bought earphones placed on the side, pure white wireless earbuds. Chloe on the side had also put down her toy. Her little head leaned over, curiously looking at the new phone in Mommy's hand. Chloe gently touched the little one's head. Mother and daughter held the phone and started figuring it out together. At 5 p.m. in the afternoon, the weather outside finally wasn't so scorching hot. Chloe sat on the sofa thinking for a while, then finally took the money from the table and led Lily out of the house. Lily hadn't been outside for a very, very long time. She loved going out to play, but before, Mommy never took her out, and Daddy wouldn't allow them to go out either. So this time going out, she seemed very happy. The little one held the lamb doll in one hand, and held Mommy's hand with the other, bouncing and jumping all the way. Her big round eyes looked around everywhere. Everything outside was full of novelty to her, but Chloe was a bit nervous. Her walking pace unconsciously quickened. Looking at the people coming and going on the road, she felt inexplicably self-conscious. Especially the ill-fitting clothes she and Lily wore made her feel like people's eyes would unconsciously glance at them twice. The mall wasn't far, just through 2 streets. Compared to her memory, the mall had changed quite a bit. In just 2 years, it seemed to have been renovated even more beautifully. As soon as she entered, she saw a phone store inside with a counter for SIM cards. Chloe hesitated, then led the child inside. After buying a SIM card, Chloe also opened a bank card. She deposited all the cash except what she needed into it. After taking out the money for the SIM card, there was still 4,900 yuan left. I'd given her exactly 5,000 this time. Holding the phone and bank card, walking out of the bank, Chloe looked at the tall buildings around her. She suddenly felt like she'd come back to life. Right now, she could take the child and leave, could find a job with this money to support herself and the child. She could even pursue her dreams again. This sudden freedom made Chloe stand there for a long time, until a soft, childish voice rang in her ear. Mommy, can Lily have one ice cream? Just one, a teeny tiny bit, okay? Lily loves Mommy the most. The mother and daughter finally went out. I lay happily on the bed thinking about it. After washing up, I started preparing today's dinner. The usual 2 meat and 2 vegetable dishes, but I was planning to make soup noodles tonight. But because I didn't know when they'd come back, I was scared the noodles would get soggy and not taste good. So I didn't make them right away. I cut the noodles and put them on the cutting board, then went back to the living room. I lay on the sofa scrolling through my phone. Until I was getting drowsy, I looked at the time in the upper right corner. It was already 7 p.m. How come the mother and daughter still weren't back? I suddenly sat up straight. No way, did something happen to them? I got a bit nervous and was about to go out looking for them. Just as I opened the door, I ran right into them coming back from outside. A gust of fragrant wind blew in from the doorway. I completely froze. Right now, Chloe was humming an unknown little tune, her steps light, the corners of her mouth lifted, showing she was in a very good mood. She was holding several shopping bags in her hands. Lily held her hand and her other little hand held that lamb doll, the one I gave her. Though the reason I froze was that they both changed into clothes that fit. Sure enough, people depend on clothes, Buddha depends on gold. After one trip out, mother and daughter seemed to have completely transformed. It made me barely dare to recognize them. The next moment, Lily sweetly called out, laughing. Daddy! That daddy almost made my soul fly away, I answered with a trembling voice, my tense mood instantly relaxing. I immediately picked up the little one and walked into the house first. Daddy's making noodles for you tonight, okay? With 2 eggs, the kind you like. Okay, Lily loves eggs. Lily loves Daddy the most. Chloe at the door froze. The little one just said she loved Mommy the most and now she'd switched sides. Lily didn't have to wait long. Noodles with eggs were ready quickly. I brought the noodles to her, scratched her little nose, then habitually turned to go back to the bedroom. I just turned around when suddenly the little one grabbed my clothes. Daddy, can you eat with Lily? A soft, pleading voice rang out again. I turned back and met Lily's hopeful eyes, hesitating a bit. I secretly glanced at Chloe sitting beside us. Chloe didn't say anything, didn't look at me either. She seemed like she hadn't heard Lily's words at all, just lowering her head, eating the noodles in front of her. I felt speechless. This situation was really hard to handle. If you're going to kill or beat me, just give me a straight answer. What does not speaking mean? I could only tentatively test it out. Then, I'll stay and eat with Lily? Yay, Daddy sit next to Lily. Lily answered me happily, patting the chair beside her. I touched my nose, my expression awkward, and brought another bowl of noodles from the kitchen to sit beside Lily. Mommy sat on the left, Daddy sat on the right. Lily in the middle was being sandwiched by her mom and dad for the first time. The smile on her face never stopped, and even eating became extra enthusiastic. She ate a whole big bowl of noodles completely clean. In the end, Chloe had to stop her from eating more, worried the little one would hurt her stomach. Only then did the little one stop eating with satisfaction. After dinner, Chloe went back to the master bedroom alone. I could understand this. Being able to let me sit at the table to eat together meant Chloe had already done a huge internal battle. I put myself in Chloe's position and thought about it. If I'd been abused like that before, wanting me to get along peacefully with my enemy, I definitely couldn't do it. No, if it were me, that original owner's body probably couldn't even be found by now. I'd have ground him to dust, that kind. I kept playing with Lily until 9 p.m. Lily was so sleepy her little head kept nodding, but she still didn't want to go to sleep. During this time, I also discovered a very serious problem. Lily was already 3 years old, but the little one still couldn't take off her shoes by herself. You have to know, normal 3-year-old kids were already at kindergarten age. I knew this was caused by the unhealthy family environment before. Couldn't rush it, but I still felt incredibly heartbroken. Just then, Chloe walked out from the bedroom. She didn't say anything, just silently stood by the sofa looking at Lily and me. The meaning in her eyes was very clear. I picked up Lily from the sofa, kissed her little face, then said with a smile, "Lily needs to sleep now. Tomorrow Daddy will play with you again, okay?" Lily's eyes, which were almost closing, opened slightly. She looked at my face, then turned to look at Chloe. Then her little head suddenly nuzzled against my neck. "Lily wants to sleep with Daddy tonight." This sudden statement caught me completely off guard and made Chloe's face darken slightly, most afraid of the air suddenly going quiet. I looked at Chloe innocently. This was the little one's own idea, really not something I encouraged. Chloe clenched her fists. This little traitor. She'd taken care of her for so long, and in just 2 days she'd been completely won over by the enemy's sugar-coated bullets. In the end, the little one still won. After Chloe simply washed her up, the little one naturally ran into Daddy's blanket. Lily hugged my neck like a little koala, unwilling to let go. I let her hug me like that. This was my first time coaxing a child to sleep. I remembered some parenting tips from online, so I gently told Lily a bedtime story. This was also Lily's first time sleeping in Daddy's broad embrace. The first time Daddy told Lily a bedtime story. Starting from Daddy's first time making food, first time buying gifts for Lily, now there were 2 more firsts. Lily's heart was incredibly satisfied, and she fell into a deep sleep. Early in the morning, while Lily was still sleeping soundly, I got up early as usual. I gently and carefully pushed open the bedroom door, came to the living room, and was about to go out for a morning run. The next moment I noticed the ointment on the coffee table was gone. My eyes gradually brightened, and my face broke into a knowing smile. Today I went out the door in a joyful mood. Morning run, wash up, go home, make breakfast. I spent a total of over 2 hours. After making breakfast, today I had another task, waking up my daughter. Lily was gently woken by my soft voice. The little one rubbed her sleepy eyes. The moment she saw me, the little one reached out both her soft little arms in a daddy pick-me-up gesture. I immediately reached out and gently picked her up, helped her change into new clothes. I was even more clumsy and careless when it came to doing her hair. After working for half a day, I could only tie it into crooked pigtails. "Daddy's a big dummy." Lily saw her crooked hair in the mirror, pouted and laughed at me. I pinched her little nose, making Lily giggle non-stop. When Chloe came out of the bedroom, she saw the father and daughter's warm scene. She didn't say anything, just silently walked into the kitchen to set out breakfast. Maybe even she didn't realize that her mouth had already unconsciously curved up. The family of 3 simply ate breakfast together. After that, I didn't give Lily back to Chloe, but continued holding her and came to the sofa to play with the princess house. But this time, while playing with Lily, I casually taught her some very simple numbers. Numbers from 1 to 10. After discovering Lily's issues, I'd secretly made a plan to slowly teach Lily things during normal playtime. Now, under my casual guidance, she quickly learned some of it. And I found that since Chloe came back yesterday, she seemed like a different person. Although she was still quiet, there was clearly more life in her than before. Like right now, she didn't go back to the bedroom, but sat on the other side of the sofa playing with her phone. This was a good sign, making me feel much better inside. While Chloe was downloading various phone apps, she was observing the father-daughter interaction. Right now, she also noticed I was subtly teaching Lily. Her heart filled with a touch of sweetness. She'd wanted to teach the child for so long, but with the previous family environment, just surviving was hard enough. How could she have the ability to teach Lily like a normal mother would? Chloe looked back at her phone screen. Several apps had finished downloading. The moment Chloe logged into her account, a bunch of messages popped up. They were from Charlotte Tao, her assistant from 2 years ago. She only had a few people total on her contacts. Besides family, there were a few people from the old company. Charlotte's messages started from after she got married and continued until 2 days ago, never stopping. Most were asking how she was doing, but she'd never been able to reply. Looking at this long string of messages, Chloe's heart felt warm. She quickly replied, "Sorry, Charlotte, I couldn't reply to your messages before. I'm doing pretty well now, don't worry." After the message was sent, within 2 seconds, the other side instantly replied, "Chloe, you finally responded. I thought you didn't want to bother with me after getting married. Chloe, you don't know, since you disappeared, the company gossip has been crazy. Especially that annoying Snowy Lou, she's been so smug these 2 years. She tells everyone she sees that you deserved it. It really pisses me off." Seeing Charlotte's message, Chloe's lips curved up slightly. Snowy Lou wasn't wrong. She really did deserve it. Back when she was at the company, she'd always been ahead of Snowy Lou. After leaving, it made sense for Snowy to act this way. "Charlotte, how have you been lately? Is life treating you okay?" Chloe didn't respond to Charlotte's words, but asked about her situation instead. "I'm doing fine, Chloe. Don't worry. I'm like a cockroach. Can't be killed, but I miss you, Chloe. Will you come back to singing?" Chloe paused for a moment, a longing showing in her eyes. Would she go back to singing? She turned her head to look at me, then at Lily. After a while, the longing in her eyes slowly faded. Probably not, but Charlotte, if you miss me, we can find time to meet up. Great! Also, I need to send you a video of Lily. After washing up, I felt terrible, starving. Plus, the original owner's alcohol addiction was acting up again. I felt awful and could only drink hot water like crazy while cooking to ease it. Lily had woken up too. After Chloe washed her up, she leaned against the kitchen doorway, watching me cook. She was still holding the lamb doll I gave her in her arms. I turned around and saw this little one. I smiled at Lily with a sunshine-like grin and asked in a soft voice, Lily, what do you want to eat this morning? Daddy will make it for you. Lily tilted her little head, thinking seriously. Then her big eyes curved into crescents. Steamed egg. Lily loves steamed egg. I answered dotingly, okay, steamed egg it is. After speaking, I reached out, wanting to ruffle Lily's little head, but quietly pulled my hand back. I looked down at this little angel, slowly, no rush. I thought to myself, seeing Lily slowly accepting me gave me real hope. My mood became great, and even the alcohol withdrawal and hunger seemed to go away. Breakfast was still rich, 2 meat dishes, 2 vegetable dishes, and of course Lily's requested steamed egg. As usual, I went back to my small bedroom first, letting the mother and daughter eat. But better than before, outside, the two of them clearly had more laughter and talking. I lay on the bed in the side bedroom, picked up my phone that I'd set to silent, wanting to check on things. Just then, my phone suddenly rang. I looked at the unfamiliar number, thought for a moment, then answered. Hello? Hello, is this Mr. Lost Memory? A pleasant male voice came through the phone. I was stunned for a moment, then suddenly remembered, this must be someone from a company. Yes, that's me, you are... Hello, Mr. Lost Memory. I'm Leo Yang, music director at Ocean Entertainment. We really loved your song A Lifetime with You. I'm calling to ask if you'd be interested in joining our company. Hearing this, I sat up from the bed. Ocean Entertainment. That was one of the top 3 entertainment companies in this world, but I didn't plan to enter the entertainment industry myself. Thank you for your invitation, but I don't have plans to enter the entertainment industry right now. However, I'd like to recommend a singer to you. I wonder if your company is interested. On the other end, in Magic City, at the TikTok headquarters building, Leo Yang was slightly disappointed hearing my answer. What he wanted was Lost Memory himself. Someone who became famous across the internet with 2 songs. But if it was someone else, he probably didn't have the authority to agree directly. Mr. Lost Memory, it's like this. If you were coming with your popularity, I could make the decision myself. But if it's someone else, I'm afraid I don't have that authority to agree directly. I can guarantee she's a very talented singer and I'll write songs for her. Also, if your company needs songs in the future, I can be Ocean Entertainment's music producer. But of course there are conditions. Not just anyone can come ask me to write songs. If I don't like them, I won't write. If you agree, we can discuss the specific details. What do you think? On the other end of the phone, my tone was casual. Hearing this, Leo Yang was tempted, but the company wasn't his to decide alone. He still had to report to his superiors. Mr. Lost Memory, this isn't something I can decide on my own. How about this? I'll discuss it with the company and get back to you as soon as possible, whether it works or not. Okay, I'll wait for your answer then. After hanging up, I opened the bedroom door and walked out. Lily was still obediently playing with her toys. So you haven't told me yet, what do you actually do for work? Chloe had finished washing up and was sitting at the dining table eating. This time the door suddenly got knocked on. Hearing the knocking, I looked at Chloe with confusion. Chloe also looked at me with confusion. Both of us were orphans. Our family never had visitors. Who could this be? The door kept knocking and the sound got louder and louder. Clearly the people outside wouldn't stop until they got an answer. I stood up, about to go open the door. But then the people outside suddenly started shouting. Michael, open the door, we know you're home. I'm your buddy Will, didn't you keep texting asking us to drink with you? We're here, you've got John here too, open up. Hearing these 2 annoying voices, my face turned completely black. Chloe's face also went pale. She bit her lip, and her eyes fearfully looked toward the door. Lily had already put down her toy and ran into Chloe's arms. The violent knocking scared her. I turned my head and just happened to see this scene. My face got even darker, even carrying some murderous intent. Damn it! After so many days, I'd finally warmed up to my little treasure, and these 2 dared to scare her like this. Unforgivable! I opened the door, grabbed them, and dragged them outside. If you have something to say it outside. Without waiting for Will and John to react, I grabbed one with each hand and dragged them outside. When they finally reacted and tried to break free from my grip, they found my strength was ridiculously strong. They couldn't break free no matter how hard they tried. All the way to the building's outdoor pathway, I finally let them go. Where you came from, go back there. Will and John's faces were already red. They promised someone they'd handle this, never expecting to fail. But my strength just now really scared them. They didn't quite dare to act rashly. Don't you want to know why we came to find you? Will said, and John, scared I'd refuse again, quickly added to Will's words. We're here to invite you back to the boy band. Didn't you always want to come back? Plus, it was Chloe Bai who ruined your future. Now we can help you come back, but you have to divorce Chloe Bai. How about it? Simple, right? I gave them a look and said, done talking? Then get lost. Seeing you 2 makes me want to throw up my breakfast. Go back and tell your master not to provoke Chloe Bai, or else... Ha! After speaking, I ignored these 2 and turned to walk back. Watching me leave, Will and John's faces went red, then white. They thought this would be easy, never expecting it to fail completely. The 2 of them had taken money for this. John was still unwilling. Will, are we just letting him go like this? Will answered irritably. What else? Did you see his strength just now? That was crazy. Weird. How did he suddenly seem like a different person? Forget it. Let's go back. Since we couldn't handle it, we'll just have to think of other ways later. John sighed and said, okay. The 2 turned and left. I walked back home with light, happy steps. The mother and daughter at home breathed a sigh of relief when they saw me. They left. They won't come again. I said it lightly, then picked up Lily and walked to the sofa to sit down. Watching me act like nothing happened, continuing to play with Lily, Chloe finally turned around and continued eating with her head down. The house returned to its previous warmth. This small incident was quickly forgotten. Unlike my side, Will and John were having a terrible time. Right after I roughed them up, they got severely scolded by Snowy Liu. They'd promised Snowy they could convince me, never expecting to get chased away. This made them hate me even more. At 10:30 a.m., Chloe took Lily out grocery shopping. Left alone at home, I received a call from Liu Yang. As soon as the call connected, that pleasant voice immediately rang out. Mr. Lost Memory, we've already discussed it. We can let the person you recommend join the company. But the higher-ups still want to see your songwriting ability again. Would that be convenient? Liu Yang's heart had been quite nervous, but hearing Lost Memory agree so readily, some doubts arose in his heart. Today he'd been running around for this. He really liked the 2 songs he'd made and believed in Lost Memory's talent. But the higher-ups still had some doubts. After all, no one knew how long it took him to make those 2 songs. Maybe he'd prepared for a very long time to release such songs. If Lost Memory could solve this problem, the company would never doubt him again. Mr. Lost Memory, can we meet in person for the specifics? You'd still need to come here for on-site songwriting and composing. Liu Yang spoke very sincerely. He also wanted to see what this mysterious guy actually looked like. Someone who wouldn't even show their face in videos. I thought about it. Besides taking care of the kid, I didn't have anything else to do. So I readily agreed, okay, what time and where? If possible, come tomorrow. After all, the sooner the better for you. Hearing Liu Yang say this, my impression of this music director got even better. After all, few people would consider others like this. Most would prioritize the company's interests first. Okay, tomorrow then. Just let me know the specific time by text and I'll come over on time. This is the number. I'll come pick you up on time tomorrow. All right, we'll text then. Bye. I agreed and the call ended. Then I started researching flights to Magic City. Finally, I booked tomorrow morning's 10 a.m. flight. After booking the ticket, I let out a breath. Everything was ready, just waiting for tomorrow. Time slowly passed until noon. Chloe and Lily came back carrying grocery bags. Seeing the 2 of them come back safely, I smiled. I'll cook lunch. You 2 rest. Chloe nodded and sat on the sofa with Lily. While I was busy in the kitchen, my phone suddenly rang. I wiped my hands and picked up the phone. It was Liu Yang. Hello? Mr. Lost Memory, I've arranged everything. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I'll wait for you at Magic City Airport. Just tell me your flight number and I'll pick you up. Okay, my flight number is... After telling him the flight information, I hung up and continued cooking. During lunch, I casually mentioned it. I need to go to Magic City tomorrow for work. I'll probably be back the day after. Chloe paused while eating, then nodded lightly. Okay, be careful on the road. Hearing Chloe's concern, my heart warmed. Don't worry, I will... The rest of the day passed peacefully. That night, Lily insisted on sleeping with me again. Chloe didn't object this time and directly agreed. The next morning, I got up extra early. After washing up and preparing breakfast, I packed a simple bag. Chloe and Lily were still asleep. I quietly walked to their bedroom door, hesitated for a moment but didn't knock. I just left a note on the dining table. I'm heading to the airport. Breakfast is ready. I'll be back tomorrow night. Take care of yourself and Lily. After writing the note, I took one last look at the closed bedroom door, then turned and left. At the airport, I smoothly passed through security and boarded the plane. The flight took about 2.5 hours. When I arrived in Magic City, it was already past 12:30 p.m. As soon as I walked out of the airport, I saw a young man in a suit holding a sign with Mr. Lost Memory written on it. That must be Liu Yang. I walked over with a smile. Hello, I'm Lost Memory. Liu Yang looked up and froze for a moment. He clearly didn't expect me to be so young and so handsome. Hello, Mr. Lost Memory. I'm Liu Yang. Welcome to Magic City. He enthusiastically shook my hand. Just call me Michael. Mr. Lost Memory sounds too formal. Okay, Michael, let's go. I'll take you to lunch first, then we'll head to the company. Liu Yang seemed very friendly, making me feel quite comfortable. During lunch, we chatted a lot. I learned that Ocean Entertainment was indeed one of the top companies in the industry. They had many famous singers and actors under contract. So, Michael, the person you want to recommend, can you tell me about her? Liu Yang asked curiously while eating. I thought for a moment, then said, she's very talented, has a beautiful voice, and used to be a singer. She had to stop because of some family issues, but I believe she still has that passion for music. Her name is Chloe Bai. Hearing this name, Liu Yang's chopsticks paused slightly. Chloe Bai? That name sounds familiar. He pulled out his phone and searched for a moment. Then his eyes suddenly widened. The Chloe Bai who was a rising star 2 years ago? The one who suddenly disappeared after getting married? I nodded. Yes, that's her. Liu Yang looked at me with a complicated expression. Michael, is she your wife? I didn't hide it. Yes. Liu Yang was silent for a moment, then sighed. I remember her. She was really talented. It was such a shame when she suddenly quit. There were a lot of rumors back then. But if you believe in her, then I'll trust your judgment. Thank you. After lunch, we headed to Ocean Entertainment headquarters. The building was impressive. Tall, modern, and screaming successful company. Liu Yang led me to a professional recording studio. Okay, Michael, here's the deal. We'd like you to write and compose a complete song within 2 hours. The theme is hope. Other than that, you have complete creative freedom. I looked at the equipment in the studio and smiled. 2 hours, I'll be done in one. Liu Yang raised his eyebrows, clearly impressed by my confidence. All right then, I'll be waiting outside. Good luck. After he left, I sat down and closed my eyes. In my mind, countless songs from my previous world started playing. Hope, hope. Suddenly, a melody came to mind. Perfect. I opened my eyes, grabbed a pen and staff paper, and started writing. My hand moved quickly across the paper, notes flowing naturally. The lyrics came just as easily. 45 minutes later, I put down the pen. The song was complete. I spent another 10 minutes familiarizing myself with the melody, then pressed the call button. Leo, I'm ready. Within seconds, the door burst open. Liu Yang rushed in, followed by several other people, probably company executives. You're already done? Yes, would you like me to perform it? Everyone nodded eagerly. I picked up the guitar in the corner, adjusted it briefly, then started playing. The gentle melody filled the room, and I began to sing. The song was about never giving up, about finding light even in darkness, about believing in tomorrow. As I sang, I noticed several people in the room had tears in their eyes. When I finished, there was complete silence. Then, suddenly, thunderous applause erupted. Incredible! One of the executives shouted. That was perfect, another one added. Leo Yang walked up to me with shining eyes. Michael, you're the real deal. I have no more doubts. On behalf of Ocean Entertainment, I officially welcome Chloe Bai to our company. And we'd be honored to have you as our music producer. I shook his hand. Thank you. I look forward to our cooperation. Now let's discuss the contract details. We spent the next few hours going over everything. The contract for Chloe was generous, much better than what she'd had at her previous company. As for me, I'd write songs when I wanted to for whoever I deemed worthy. The company would pay me well for each song, and I'd retain partial creative rights. It was a win-win situation. By the time we finished, it was already evening. Michael, let me take you to dinner, then I'll drive you to your hotel. Actually, Leo, I was thinking of flying back tonight if there's a flight. You missed them already? Leo Yang smiled knowingly. I smiled back. Yeah, I do. There's a flight at 9 p.m. I'll take you to the airport. Thanks, Leo. I really appreciate everything. No problem. We're partners now, after all. After a quick dinner, Leo drove me to the airport. As I boarded the plane, I felt excited. I couldn't wait to tell Chloe the good news. The flight back felt longer than the one there. When I finally landed and got a taxi home, it was past 11:30 p.m. I quietly opened the front door, trying not to wake anyone. But as soon as I stepped inside, the bedroom door opened. Chloe stood there in her pajamas, looking surprised. You're back? I thought you said tomorrow night? I missed you guys too much to wait. The words came out before I could stop them. Chloe's face immediately turned red. I'll go back to sleep then. Welcome home. She quickly retreated into the bedroom and closed the door. I smiled and shook my head. Tomorrow. I tell her everything tomorrow. I quietly checked on Lily, who was sleeping soundly in my bed. My heart melted looking at her peaceful little face. I gently kissed her forehead, then settled into the bed beside her. Tomorrow was going to be a big day. The next morning, I woke up to Lily's little hands patting my face. Daddy, wake up! Lily missed you! I opened my eyes and immediately pulled her into a big hug. Daddy missed Lily too, so much! Her giggles filled the room, and I felt completely at peace. After getting ready, I made an extra special breakfast. When Chloe came out and saw the spread, her eyes widened. This is a celebration breakfast. Sit down, I have something important to tell you. Once we were all seated, I took a deep breath. Chloe, I went to Magic City to meet with Ocean Entertainment. She looked confused. Ocean Entertainment? Why? I recommended you to them, as a singer. Her chopsticks clattered onto the table. What? But I can't, I'm not. You can and you will. They want you, Chloe. I showed them what you're capable of. But how? You don't even know. I know you're talented. I know you love music. I know you deserve this chance. Tears started streaming down Chloe's face. Why are you doing this for me? I reached across the table and gently took her hand. Because you deserve to be happy. Because Lily deserves to see her mom shine. Because I want to make up for everything that was taken from you. Chloe covered her face with her free hand, sobbing. Lily looked worried. Mommy crying? Daddy, why mommy crying? I picked up Lily and sat her on my lap. Mommy's crying because she's happy, sweetheart. These are happy tears. Happy tears? Lily looked confused, but then smiled. Okay, then it's good. After Chloe calmed down, I gave her all the contract details. Leo Yang, the music director, will call you this week to set everything up. You'll need to go to Magic City for meetings and probably some recording sessions. Don't worry about Lily, I'll take care of her. You focus on your dream. Chloe looked at the papers in front of her, then at me, then at Lily. I don't know what to say. This is... Say yes, that's all you need to say. She took a shaky breath, then nodded firmly. Yes, I'll do it. I grinned widely. That's my girl. The words slipped out naturally and we both froze. Chloe's face turned completely red and she quickly looked down at her food. But I saw a small smile playing on her lips. The rest of breakfast was filled with excited planning and Lily's happy chatter. For the first time since I'd arrived in this world, everything felt right. This broken family was slowly healing, and I was determined to make sure it stayed that way. Later that afternoon, while Lily was napping, Chloe approached me hesitantly. Michael, can I ask you something? Of course, anything. That day at the amusement park, you said you were Jiang Chen. But you're different from before. Completely different. Who are you really? I looked into her eyes. Those beautiful, questioning eyes. I'm someone who was given a second chance. Someone who wants to make things right. I know I can never erase what happened before, but I can try to build something new. I'm just me, a person who wants you and Lily to be happy. Chloe studied my face for a long moment. I want to believe you, then believe me. I'll prove it to you every single day. She nodded slowly. Okay, I'll try. That was enough for now. Trust wasn't built in a day. It was built in moments like these, small moments of honesty and vulnerability. And I had all the time in the world to show her she could trust me.